同学们好.
老师好。
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Rita. So we are Monday, the 14th of March. We're in the middle of the first section of Young Family Tai Chi Chuan traditional form. Today we will be reviewing the footwork and the last two movements we learned, and we'll be learning a new movement called hand strums lute. So let us begin with our standing practice. So we'll just do the feet forward standing practice today. Start with your feet parallel, straight to the front of the room. Bend your knees and hold your arms in a circle in front of you. So just to check a few things that's a little hard to see on the video, your knees are slightly bent. Your weight is over the bubbling well. So the bubbling well is an acupuncture point just behind the ball of the foot. So that means that your weight is slightly more on the ball of the foot than the heel, but both your ball and heel should be bearing weight, so much weight that you can't easily lift either the ball or the heel. Going all the way up to the other end of the body, your head, the mouth is closed, your teeth are gently touching, the tongue is in the roof of the mouth, and you're looking out at the world. Your arms are in a circle, your palms are facing you, so the palms are vertical, they're not flat, the palms are vertical in a big circle. So let us review our posture checks. Feel your head pushing up, and feel your shoulders sinking down and your elbows dropping. Feel your chest is sinking and the back is rounded as you pull out at the elbows and actually pull around with the fingertips too. Now, relax your waist, which means open and extend your lower spine by dropping your hips straight down. Your body should be stacked so the top of your head, your perineum, which is the center of your pelvic floor, and the bubbling well, those three things should be vertically stacked. So bubbling well, perineum, top of the head, that's 2 minutes. This is a way of practicing our posture and practicing our body shape, which is the key foundation for everything we do in Tai Chi Chuan. And all these things are connected. So as you correct and check one of them, so for example, as you feel your head pushing up, you might feel your shoulders sinking down. As you feel your chest sinking and back rounded, that might help you drop your hips. The purpose of standing practice is for us to learn how to be soft and learn how to breathe easily so that everything is open and extended, bones, joints, tendons, open and extended and breathing freely. That's 3 minutes. So relax. So actually we are not going to do the standing practice in the other stances. You know how to do those. We haven't done waist practice for a little bit, and we'll use it today. So perform a bow stance, and we'll actually do a waist exercise in a bow stance. So you're in a bow stance, back foot pointing to the corner, front straight, crotch rounded so that knees and toes are in a line, more weight on the front than the back, chest rounded. And so we're actually going to do the horizontal waist movement. So turn in and out. Don't move your hips. In, center, out. You're doing a waist movement. 3, 3. So you're turning your chest. 4, 4. and you're not turning your hips. Now we can also move forward and back. So when we move forward and back here, remember our chest is square. So as we move our chest forward and back, try to keep the chest square, but we're going to move the chest along the line between our feet. If we move out this way, we lose balance. We don't have an extra foot in that direction. So bow stance. So move your chest, if you can, forward just a little bit and back a little bit. Forward, back. Try to minimize forward, back. Minimize the movement of your hips. It's just your lower back. And relax. Change feet. So do a bow stance on the other side. Check your posture. Crotch rounded. Weight over the bubbling well, front and back. Front leg bent, but knee behind the toes. Back leg straight, but not locked. Arms in a circle in front of your chest. And we'll do the horizontal movement. 1 to the inside. 1 to the outside. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. Now we're going to go forward and back. So we're going to keep our chest square, but we're going to move our chest in the direction that's the line between our feet, so that we keep our center of our chest along that line between our feet. So forwards, back, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and release. So we can do many more of those. I'm not going to do too many. This may be the first time for some of you to actually do that exercise. But the reason why you may recall when we were practicing like this, we did things at an angle as well as straight. And that is because most of the time in the form, there is an angle between the direction of our hips and the direction of our chest. So here my chest is square, my hips are open. So that's why we practice things at an angle like that. So that's our little bit of fundamentals for the day. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, we're good. Great. So let us practice the form together. I will go in the same direction as you. I'm assuming you are facing the screen. And so we're going to practice through to where we finished last time, which was left brush knee. So prepare. So in prepare, do the same checks that you do in standing practice, since this is a form of standing practice. Weight over the bubbling well, but your leg is straight but not locked. Head up, shoulders sinking, back rounded, waist relaxed. The first time through, I'm going to concentrate on the footwork, and then we'll talk about the body and the arms. Opening, rotate and lift the arms. Your footwork doesn't change. And then when you get to the top, press down, keep the palms parallel all the way down. Grassbird's tail, ward off left, shift weight slightly to the left, open the right toe to the corner. Now sink your weight onto the right. Step out in a straight line with the left into a bow stance, and turn your chest to square, your torso is vertical. Ward off right. Shift your weight slightly to the right, turn your left toe into the corner. Now rotate your chest to the left and rotate and grab with the left hand. Step in and then out with the right foot. Root with the heel and press forward, ward off right. Roll back. Weight doesn't change, footwork doesn't change as you open to the right. Now as you come back to the left, sit your weight back onto the left leg, so you're about 70% on the left leg now. Press As you close the arms, prepare to press forward. Now press forward, your weight shifts. It's now 60% in the front. Push. Flatten the palms. Now push back your weight so that it flows 60% in the back. Push forward again, 60% in the front. Single whip. Start sitting back your weight quite a lot. Flatten the palms. Pull with the arms. The right foot turns through 135 degrees. Sit back your weight onto the right leg. The left toe pivots to straight. Step out behind you, bow stance. As the arm rotates, foot flattens. As you strike out with the left arm, knee bends. Raise hands, step forward. Shift your weight slightly to the right, bring the left toe into the corner. Open the arms, step, empty stance, heel touch, turn the waist as the right arm is up, the left arm below it. Wide crane spreads its wings. Rotate the palms facing each other now. Pull down both arms. Big circle with the left arm, smaller with the right. As they close, change your footwork. Step on the heel, toe to the corner. Open the arms, empty stance, ball touch with the left leg. Left brush knee. First, as the arms rotate, nothing changes. Arms make a big swing to the back corner. As they get to the back, step out, bow stance with the left leg. Brush with the left arm as the foot flattens. As the knee bends, you strike out with the right. And release. Okay, let's do that again. And I'll face in a slightly different direction. This should do it. Prepare. Opening, arms rotate and lift. Arms come up to shoulder height, palms remain shoulder width apart. As they get to the top, rotate first to the shoulder, then the elbows, then the palms, the wrists, keeping the palms facing down. Ward off left, shift the weight slightly to the left as you open your right toe, separate the arms left to the front, right to the back. As you sit, big circle up with the right, left scoops in underneath, and ward off left. Ward off right. Shift your weight slightly to the right as you turn to the right. Now turn to the left, grab with the left hand. As the right foot goes in and out, close the arms. Heel touch, the arms are closed. As you shift forward, your weight, right arm comes up, left palm below it, left fingertips to right forearm center. Roll back. Swing and rotate. The arms rotate all the way through to the right. Now as you sit back, just turn at the waist as the weight sits back onto the left. Press. Close the right arm into your body as your chest turns. Put the left palm on the right forearm center. Press out and finish in a bow stance. Leaning your torso forward. Push. Flatten the palms, square the chest. Sitting your weight back, pull the palms back horizontally until almost in front of your chest, then they sit vertically, then they push back up and out into the push position. Single whip. Shift your weight back, flatten the palms. Pull with the left hand. Now the arms go across all the way to the left as the right toe closes into the corner. The arms now come back to the right, fingertips to fingertips. Make a hook hand with the right. As you step out, the left arm rotates to the side as the foot flattens and strike out. Knee bend, you're in a bow stance. Check that your torso is vertical and you're looking straight ahead over your left tiger's mouth. Raise hands, step forward, shift your weight back slightly. Turn the left toe in. Now as you shift your weight onto the left, arms open. As you step in with the right, heel touch, arms close, and then turn the waist so that your chest finishes to the corner, looking straight ahead. Wide crane. Rotate the palms and pull down as the weight shifts onto the left. Big circle with the left arm, then change to the heel with the right foot. Lift up with the right, press down with the left. You're finishing in a left ball touch empty stance. Left brush knee. 1, rotate the right palm to face you, left palm to lift. Now big circle down with the right, left goes up. As the arms go to the corner, step out with the left foot to bow stance. Brush as the foot flattens, press as the knee bends. And stop. Okay, Pat, I see you have your hand up. Do you have a question? No. Okay, very good. Does anybody else have a question? Rima.
Yes. The arm movement that's involved in ward off right, where you make a big circle, is that pretty much the same arm movement that comes later on? I lost the name of the move. It felt almost the same on the other side.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. So let's just make sure that we're talking about the same one. So I'm in ward off left with my left arm straight. I turn in and I go to here, ward off right. Is that the one you're thinking about?
I actually meant into ward off left.
Into ward off left.
Circle.
Yes.
There's a
yes.
circle.
Well spotted. Yeah. So here, this circle up and out is a very characteristic circle. And in fact, the close of the left hand down is very characteristic. So this is very similar to what we do, for example, when we're in white crane spreads its wings.
That's it. Is that more or less the same except on the other side?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Well spotted. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's a couple of things I think there's some things about the arm movements and then a few things about the feet. And so we'll start with the arm movements and then we'll move into the feet. So to make clear to myself when I'm mirroring, and to you, I'm going to wear this thing when I'm mirroring. So this will be, if you're facing the screen and you wave your left arm, we should be like waving our arms in the mirror, more or less. And so the things I want to talk about with arm movements, and that's the case for both of these, is two things. One is the size of the arm movement, not too small and not too big. And the other one is to move continuously and without interruption through the whole movement. So let us begin. So don't worry about the feet. So we're just going to start in raise hands. So your right hand is forward from your left hand. So the first thing that we're going to do is rotate the palms. So the top hand palm is down, bottom hand palm is up. Now make a big circle with the left and a small circle with the right. Now the right circles up and the left circles down. And so this is an example of yin and yang. You know, we alternate up and down, in and out. So the first thing that I want to point out, and we'll practice this, is when we pull down, what's really great to see is I'm seeing lots of people pulling down, which is really important here. So pull down. Then the right arm is going to make a big, the right arm is going to make a little circle and the left arm is going to make a big circle. And we're going to end up here. The chest is going to be off to the corner. Then the arms are going to change. What I'd like you to beware, some of us are actually making a very big circle with the left arm, very high. The left hand shouldn't go higher than about eye height. That's right. That's very nice. I just saw somebody fix something. Beautiful. And it's not small either. It's quite big. That's characteristic of this form. The other thing, so we'll now try and keep this all moving in one movement. So white crane spreads its wings. Rotate the palms, pull down. make a big circle. They arrive at the same time. Now the right goes up and the left goes down. Yes, very nice. We're going to keep going from here. So your right hand is up, left hand is down. We're going to go into brush knee. So the first thing that happens is the right palm faces you and the left palm is sitting. So it's like that. Yes. Then the right arm is going to make a big swing down. The left is going to come up. Then the left is going to go down as the right comes up, and we're finishing here. And the fingertips of the left hand are pointing at the right forearm center. Then the right arm comes to the shoulder and the left arm goes out. And now they reverse their path. So the one on the right goes out and the one on the left comes in. We'll do that again. So again, the size of the circle. So first rotate the palms, one facing you, the lower one is just sitting. Now a big circle, the right, big circle. The left is not higher than your eyes, and they press down, left fingertips to right forearm center. Brush as the right comes to the shoulder, the left is now straight in front of you. Push out the right, pull back with the left. Okay, that's looking good. The other thing that I want to focus on, and in fact, as I was modeling, I realized my footwork was a little bit messed up. So hopefully nobody noticed, but I'm sure quite a few of you did. The first thing we'll do, and now I am not mirroring, is we're in raise hands. And the footwork to go from the end of raise hands to wide crane, we shift our weight back, pick up the right foot, turn it through 45 degrees and put it straight down again. Shift the weight over, bring the left foot in, and then ball touch at the end. So let's just do that together a couple of times. So we're in a heel, the right heel is 30%. We're going to shift our weight back, pick up that foot, turn the toe through 45 degrees and just put it straight back down again. Shift the weight over to the right, step in, ball touch, empty stance. So now let's put those together. And for this one, I'd like you to focus on your right foot. So 1, rotate the palms. 2, pull down, big circle. Just as the arms are about to close, pick up your right foot and turn it. So that when you put your heel down, your arms are closed. Then the arms deflect up and down, ball touch with the left foot. Sorry,
Got a
was there?
question.
Yes, go ahead, Ray.
When you pick up your heel, what's the reasoning behind picking up your heel as opposed to just turning on your heel?
Yes, that's a very good question. And the reason for that is normally when we're moving, and we did this last week, if I just want to change direction, I would just pivot on my heel. What this is showing is that we don't have to do that. So for example, let's say somebody's coming from my side here and I'm going to do wide crane. I can actually step back. The reason I pick it up is to show that I can step back if I want to here. Or in fact, my opponent's coming and I want to get closer, I can pick it up and step in to my opponent.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, good. So let us quickly then do the brush knee. So we are in wide crane, spreads its wings, empty stance, left foot forward, ball touch, hip over the right. So the first thing I want folks to notice is make sure that your your hips aren't too far back. So you'll feel if your hips are too far back, you've probably got more weight on your heel than your ball. So make sure that your hips are over your supporting foot. So 1, we're going to rotate. 2, arms swing. As the arms get to the corner, step out, bow stance, touch with the heel. Then as the foot flattens, left arm goes forward, right arm to in front of the shoulder where your suspenders hang. And then as you bend the knee, push out. We'll do that again, and we'll try and smooth those things together so that it's continuous in one movement through this whole movement. So 1, rotate the palms. 2, swing the arms just as the arms are about to close, step out, touch with the heel. Brush as you're pushing your weight forward, and then push to bend the knee. Okay. Now, one of the other things that we did last week, and I'm not going to go through this in detail, is sort of the things which I hope some of you were working on, is the stepping. So let's just review the stepping quickly, and let's just do a few of those. So for example, let's say I am starting in a bow stance. I can turn through 90 degrees, shift my weight back, turn my front foot in by 45 degrees, bring my weight in, step out, and go back into a bow stance. And I can go the other direction too. Shift my weight back slightly, turn the toe through 45 degrees, bring the foot in, and then step it out into a bow stance and go forward. Instead of turning my foot in by 45 degrees, I can turn it out by 45 degrees. That means I'll be moving in a straight line. So I'm in a bow stance, shift my weight back slightly, open the right toe now. Bring the foot in and step it through into a bow stance, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. And I can keep going. Shift weight back, open the toe to 45 degrees, step through, lifting slightly but moving smoothly, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. From this position, I can turn and go back the way I came by turning my front foot through 135 degrees. But since I'm turning more than 90 degrees, I sit my weight back quite significantly. So sit the weight back, turn the front foot 135 degrees, shift onto that foot, step out bow stance width on the other side, and move through. And I'm going to end with my torso vertical because that's like single whip. We can turn in the other direction too. Shift weight back, turn the toe through 135, shift onto the back foot, step out into a bow stance, and shift into it. That's the bow stance. Empty stance. If I'm on empty stance on the heel, I can change to the ball by shifting my weight back, picking up my foot, putting down the ball. If I want to change to the heel, pick it up, put down to the heel. We can do the same turning to left and right, but the one thing that I want to focus on here is moving in a straight line. So let's say I'm on an empty stance, heel touch. Open my heel, shift the weight through. As I shift my weight, shift the weight onto the bubbling well. So make sure that your knee and toe are in a line, and your hips will point in the direction of the foot that's now supporting weight. Now step the other foot out to 45 degrees. Make sure your crotch is nice and rounded and open. Shift your weight onto that foot, knee in line with the toe. As you finish, your hips are now pointing in the same direction as your toe. Step through, center line to sides, and then the hips go to the other direction. And you can just keep moving along a line like this. The footwork that we did to go from white crane to brush knee is how we went from an empty stance to a bow stance. Today we're going to go from a bow stance to an empty stance. So let's have a look at that. And we can do it both sides. So if I am in an empty stance, let's say I'm in an empty stance, you can see feet are one line, two sides. If I want to go to a bow stance, I pick up my front foot, step out shoulder width, and move into a bow stance. Now I'm in a bow stance. I can do it on the other side, of course. Shift back my weight, pick up the foot, step out into a bow, and move forward. If I'm in a bow stance, how do I get back to an empty stance? So what we're going to do here is we're just going to shift our weight forward and bring the back foot in so that it's center line two sides. So I'm going from my heels are shoulder width apart, bring my back foot in, my heels are center line two sides. And now I'm going to shift my weight back and put my foot down, either ball or heel. Now, one of the things we talked about last time is that when we walk, we go, ball, heel, heel, ball, heel, ball, heel, ball. So when we step, we always step out with the heel. When we change our footwork in empty stance, we pick it up. If we're on the ball, to go to the heel. If we're on the heel, we pick it up, put down with the ball. So now, when we go from a bow stance to an empty stance, we can end up in two ways. We can either end up with an empty stance heel touch or an empty stance ball touch. If we are going to, let's say we're going to land with an empty stance heel touch. So the thing we're going to do is shift the weight forward, bring the back foot in. We're going to land with the heel, so push off with the ball. So I'm pushing back with my ball. You can see my heel is off the floor. Pick up my foot, put down the heel. Do that again. So I'm in empty stance. I'm in a bow stance. I'm going to land on the heel, bring the back foot in, push back with the ball, push my weight back with the ball, pick my foot up, land on the heel. We can do it the other way, the other leg. So get my foot on that side, bring the back foot in. I'm going to land on the heel, so push with the ball, pick up the foot, land with the heel. Now, I can land with the ball if I want, but then I have to push off with the heel. So bring the back foot in. Now push off with the heel. You can see my toe is lifting. Pick up the foot, put down the ball. Do that again. Shift weight back, shift weight forward. Bring the back foot in. Push back with the heel. Pick up the foot, land with the ball. So that's the way in which we change. The movement we're going to do today is we're going to start in a bow stance, and we're going to end with a ball touch. In the second section, we'll do the other one, where we're actually going to land on the heel. But stay tuned for the second section, or practice the second section if you're doing that at the moment. Okay, so before I get into the details, further details of this movement, are there any questions about footwork? No. Okay. All right. So the movement that we're learning today is called hand strum lute. So we're starting in a bow stance. We've done left brush knee. So I've got the left foot forward, back leg straight but not locked, pushing out with the right hand. I'm going to bring the back foot in. I'm going to land on the ball. I'm going to land on the heel, push back with the ball, and land with the heel. Let's do that together. So I'm going to shift my weight forward, bring the back foot in, push back with the ball, land with the heel. One thing I want you to be careful of and to note is that when we bring the back foot in, it doesn't come in, it doesn't come forward. It just goes to the side. So it's essentially just a sideways movement. And I want you to be careful that when you bring your back foot in, you don't cross your footwork. because then it's really easy to lose your balance. So bring the back foot in so that it's center line to sides, so that this blue line runs between your heels. Now that we've reviewed that, let me show you what this movement looks like. As I move forward my weight, I'm going to yield forward. As I push back with the ball, I'm going to pull with my right hand and my left arm is going to start lifting. I change to the heel on my left foot. Left goes up, right goes down. So let's practice those arm movements together. So we're in a bow stance, left foot forward. We've done left brush knees, so the right arm is straight but not locked, palm vertical. Left is by your knee. Shift your weight forward, bring the back foot in, right hand goes down a bit and you yield forward. Push with the heel as you pull back the right arm, and the right arm is actually being pulled back mostly by a waist turn.
Push back with the toe.
Thank you. Pushing back with the ball. Land on the heel, then the left goes up and the right goes down. Again, yield forward, turn slightly to the left, bring the back foot in, hand is down. Now pull up as you push back with the ball. Your left palm is now sitting. It's gone from horizontal to sitting. Change your footwork, heel touch, left goes up, right goes down. Now this ending posture that you're in is exactly the same ending posture as in raise hand. It's just the other way around. Rather than your right hand in front, you have your left hand in front. So to just check your ending posture, you're in empty stance, 70% on the back leg, 30% on the front. Left hand is higher than the right, about fingertips about nose height, eye height. Right fingertips to left forearm center. Your chest is open to the corner, and make sure that you have some space under your right armpit. So let's do it in this direction. So I'll face in this direction, you face in whatever direction works for you. So yield forward weight, bring the back foot in. As you push back with the ball, rotate the chest, pull back with the right, the left starts lifting. Change your footwork, heel touch, lift with the left, push down with the right. And the arms creep forward. You'll see that if there's an imaginary vertical line through my center going straight forward, my hands are on either side of it. My palms are facing down slightly. They're not vertical and they're not flat either. They are tilted in towards each other ever so slightly. To give you a Rima, do you have a question?
Yeah, but it's a dumb one.
Those are always the best.
Which way are we actually facing in the form at
Yes.
this point? I got turned around.
Yep. Very good question. So actually, I will sort of, I'll give you the whole long answer and then I'll give you the short answer because it helps us to fix this in our mind. So I'm going to imagine we're facing in the same direction. So we start facing forwards. If we're using clock directions, if there's a clock on the floor, we're facing in the 12 o'clock direction. Then when we do the ward off and the roll back, we are doing that towards the right. Or if you're using clock directions, if the front is 12 o'clock, that's 3 o'clock. Then we turn 180 degrees to do single whip. So now we're facing the 9 o'clock direction or the left direction. We do raise hands. Now we're facing towards the front again. Then we do white crane. Now we're facing towards the left side of the room or the 9 o'clock direction. And for the rest of the form and the rest of this section, until we get to the end of this section, we're going in this very same direction. So to recap, we start off going to the forward, we turn to the right, do a few things. Turn all the way around, There's a little intermediate where we do raise hands, and then we turn back to this side, and then we're just going to keep going in this direction until the end of the first section.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So are there any other questions? Okay, let me go and see if I can find Susan, and I want to show you the applications. One of the Okay, so let's start over here. So I will just start with this one. One of the things that we got, feedback I got in the survey, again, thanks to everybody for the survey, is that I think it was Ray, you know, to give me more information about what the martial art meaning is, because that helps me know what to do with my arms. So let's do this one, and then we'll do a few others. I think we've got a spare minute or two so that we can get in some extra practice too. Okay, so yeah, this will work. So I'm imagining Susan is going to grab my wrist. So how do I release? Well, I'm going to step back. Well, the first thing is, if somebody pulls you, you let them pull you a little bit, and then they go, oops, what's going on here? Then they let go. Then I pull back. I'm going to change control. I'm going to put my hand on top of her hand. And then I'm going to lift up under her elbow. I'm actually going to put my arm under her upper arm so that I run less risk of hurting her. And if I push up with my supporting hand and down with the other hand, I've either got a wrist lock, or if I do it quickly, I break her elbow. So let's just move in a little bit and just show that again. So Susan comes in, yeah. So she grabs, she pulls, I yield. I'm going to pull back. And so this is where I use my waist turn to pull back. I'm going to take my wrist and go on top of her. So you can see that I now have a wrist lock on her. The left arm goes underneath and pulls up. So this movement, the thing that I want you to notice about this movement is that the movement, the energy is up and down. This is like a scissors movement. It's different from raise hands, where we ended in the same posture, but in raise hands, it was a circular movement. So let's just do raise hands. Right, so Susan's going to come in, she's going to punch. So I'm going to take control, and I'm going to strike with my upper arm here. And in fact, it's this, in raise hands, it's this movement. So in raise hands, which is the first one we learned, it's horizontal, this way. In hand strum lute, it's this way. You know, strumming a lute, like strumming a guitar, it's vertical. Okay, let's call that good. Thank you, Susan. Okay, so let's practice that a few times. Before we practice it a few times, I just want to mention something that one of our school directors, Mike Lucero, uses as an image to help us understand what we're doing. So the way Mike explains it is, imagine that you're in single, you've done left brush knee. You yield forward and there's a big bicycle wheel. And you're putting your hand, you yield forward, so down the top of the bicycle wheel. Then you're going to pull the bicycle wheel towards you. And actually, as you connect with the bicycle wheel on top, the left hand goes on the other side of the bicycle wheel. So actually, it's this movement. So the two arms are doing maybe 90, a bit more than 90 degrees of the turn of a wheel. And so this movement here is turning the wheel. So let's practice this together a few times. So we're in left brush knee, left foot forward, bow stance, left hand is out. 1, yield forward, right hand goes down a bit, bring the back foot in, center line 2 sides. Push back with the ball, pull back with the right hand, and the left hand is now sitting vertically. So your two hands are now on the wheel. Pick up the left foot, put down the heel. So now you've got a good purchase so that you can continue turning the wheel, do the scissors movement. And here, if you imagine your right hand is holding onto your opponent's wrist, let's say, and the other energy point is the forearm center, which is under their elbow. So it's up and down. Again, this is the end of left brush knee. We're going to go into hand strum lute. 1, yield forward, right hand comes down, step in, center line, 2 sides. 2, push back with the ball, turn your chest to the corner as the right hand comes back. 3, touch with the heel, left comes up, right comes down, and you're finishing looking in the straight direction, palms on either side of the imaginary vertical plane going forwards. Your chest is open to the corner. Again, we're at the end of left brush knee. Hand strums lute. Shift forward, weight, yield. Step in. Right hand is down a bit. Now, as you push back with the ball of the left foot, use your waist turn to bring the right hand back. Change your footwork. Touch with the left heel. Now, as you move your 30% onto the left heel, lift with the left, press down with the right. Again, we are starting in left brush knee. Hand strum lute. 1, shift forward, weight, step in at the back, right hand goes down a bit. 2, push back with the left heel, pull back with the right, left palm sitting. 3, heel touch and lift. Okay. Now, one of the things which I haven't talked about is body movement. And if you've got the footwork, that's great. If you've got the footwork and the hand movement, that's super. But for those of you who are looking for an extra challenge, let's talk about what your waist is doing. What is your body doing? So this is how I want you to think about that. So I'm in my bow stance. As I yield forward, in order to make my right hand go forward, I'm going to turn my chest slightly to the left. So there is a slight left turn here as I bring my foot in. As I come back, I'm turning my chest to the right. So my chest is to the right. Now as I finish, don't turn your chest to square. Keep your chest open. And in fact, this is a slight forward movement, a vertical movement as you sink and lift. So just to recap the body movement, the waist technique. 1, shift forward, turn slightly to the left. 2, pull back, open the chest to the right. 3, root, and then move your chest forward, keeping your chest open to the corner. Okay, let's do that a few more times, and then just see if there are any questions. I don't see any. So let's do this 2 more times, and then we'll string them together to start putting together more of the form. So let's just do left brush knee, and I will face you this time. So we're in left brush knee, left leg forward, right hand striking out. Hand strum lute, yield forward your weight, bring the right foot in, push back with the ball, pull the right hand back, change footwork, land on the heel, lift the left, push down with the right. Again, we're in the end of left brush knee, hand strum lute, shift forward weight, bring in the back foot, push back with the ball of the left, pull the right back, turn that wheel, heel touch, lift with the left, push down with the right. Okay, let's do this all the way from raise hands to, from raise hands, wide crane spreads its wing, left brush knee, and then this new movement that we learned today. So I will start facing you this way. That way I think you can probably see more. So we've done raise hands. So we're in an empty stance with the right leg forward, heel touch. Right hand is above the left. Your chest is open to the left. White crane spreads its wings. Rotate both palms, pull down, big circle with the left, small circle with the right. Change your footwork as the arms close. Shift the weight over. Turn your chest square. Ball touch with the left foot. Left brush knee. 1, rotate the palm. 2, big swing to the side. As they get to the side, step out bow stance. As the left goes forward, flatten the foot. As the right goes forward, bend the knee. Hand strum lute, yield forward, bring the back foot in, center line 2 sides. Push back with the ball, turn the chest to the corner, make the circle, heel touch, lift with the left, push down with the right. And again. So we're at the end of raise hands. Empty stance, heel touch, right leg forward, right arm above the left arm. White crane spreads its wings, rotate the palms to face each other, both pull down in the plane in front of your body, big circle. As they close, change your footwork, step the right foot in to 45 degrees. Open, deflect with the right, push down with the left, ball touch with the left foot. Left brush knee, rotate the palms, big swing down with the right, up with the left. As you step out to the corner with the arms, with the left foot to the bow stance, brush as the foot flattens, push as the knee bends. Hand strums lute, shift forward weight, right hand goes down a bit, step in with the right foot, center line 2 sides, push back with the ball, right arm comes back, rotate the wheel, heel touch, lift the left, push down with the right. Let's check your ending posture. Hold that if you're comfortable doing that. Your head is up. You're looking in the direction of your hands. Left fingertips about nose height, eye height. Right hand fingertips to forearm center. Open your left armpit. Your torso is tilted forward slightly in the direction of your left leg. And release. Okay. We're at time. Are there any questions? Let me just go through a few announcements. If you are looking for what to practice this week, what I would suggest you do if you can, in the next 12 hours, just do what we did with hand strum lute. Just do hand strum lute a few times the next 12 hours if you can in the next 6 hours. And then practice the whole form as far as we've gone, if you can remember it. Marion has a practice tomorrow, if you can make it at 3 o'clock. If that's not a good time, Judy has a Saturday practice, and the first 15-20 minutes at 10:30 on Saturdays is the first section. I don't know where Judy is in the first section right now, but that's a great additional way to practice the form.
Yeah.
Yes.
This week we will be doing brush knee and lute.
Yes.
So we also do the other brush knees, but if they come for those, they'll get that much. So I wanted to tell you
Fabulous.
that.
Thank you, Judy. So there you go. If you want to more practice brush knee and lute, 10:30 on Saturday morning. This stuff is hard. It takes a long time to learn. I mean, I think all of us are doing it. Some of us are doing it for the first time. Some of us have lost count, but I think all of us learn something new every time. So it's an endless journey. Thank you again for being here. Thank you again for committing and practicing. I will be talking about the survey after we finish class. So if you want to hear about what happened in the survey, please stay after class. Let us conclude. 同学们，再见。
老师再见。
老师再见。